It is Asian American and Pacific Islanders Heritage Month. And since I'm currently writing a boy's love story, I feel like I need to be immersed in a lot of boys' love stories right now. So I decided for this month, I already have so many Asian male stories, Asian boys love stories, male stories, MLM stories, gay stories, however you want to classify it. I have so many of them that I've been wanting to read that have been on my list for this year to read. So I'm going to read these. And I still have to look into more Pacific Islander, gay, MLM type stories. I need to look into those kind of movies and stories because I had to really deep dive into some Thai boys love because the Thai boys love scene is huge. It is massive. They have a lot of stories, all ranging. It's vast over there with the Thai. Everybody else got their own, but the Thai seemed like they try to cover the gamut of everything from the fluffiest to the most hardcore, edgy, action-packed, darkest, deepest themes ever. They're like everything. This month, I picked 4 books that I'm gonna read. And also in the spirit of Asian Readathon, shout out to with Cindy Pham, who created Asian Readathon back in 2018 or 20, I think it's 2019. I have tried to do Asian Readathon every year. I found some great books. Quick suggestion. For Asian Readathon in 2024, I read The Emperor and the Endless Palace by Justinian Huang. This, I believe, would be classified as a Asian male romantasy, and baby, I loved it. I feel like most of the people that I saw who reviewed this book, they didn't love it, and I think they didn't love it because of how the story was told. It is a story of lovers through time, which for me, when I went into the book, I didn't fully understand that. But basically, 2 people, 2 lovers, 2 guys destined to be together have gone through time, meeting each other in different time periods. And I love that about the story. I love how it was told. I love I love the sex scenes. Some of them were a little intense, and some of them was good. Especially the one on the desk. Baby, that was vivid. I actually need to do a reread of this book. Maybe I should reread it this year, but we'll see. Maybe I should reread it this year for Asian Readathon. But I love The Emperor and the Endless Palace. This book felt like it was made for me. Although I am not Asian, it had so many things that I wanted and I loved in a story. It had drama, it had action, it had sex, it had hot people. It was everything. It was everything. It had everything I needed. It had fantasy, it had the romance, it had all of it. It just had all the things that I needed. And I appreciated also seeing it from an Asian perspective. I wouldn't say I learned a lot about Asian history, but I learned a little bit about Asian history, and it made me deep dive a little bit into Justinian Huang and his inspirations behind the book. And I'm still hoping for a adaptation of this book. I know in my searching and learning more about Justinian Huang, I learned, and I also like his name, Justinian, top tier name. I think prior to writing this book, he was, I don't know, he worked at Sony Animation Studios. So I'm like, I feel like this book, it would be a great live action story, but I also feel like for some of the fantasticalness of it and for the sexuality of it, I wouldn't mind seeing this as an animated story, as an animated movie with all of the sex scenes, explicit sex scenes. I want all of that. All of that. Uncensored sex scenes, please. Because they were passionate. They were good. This book was good. I live for it. If there's only one book that you read for Asian Readathon, I forgot what the prompts are for Asian Readathon, but it's pretty much like you can read almost anything. Basically, the prompts this year are based on K-pop Demon Hunter. So I forgot what the prompts were that Cindy said in the Asian Readathon announcement video this year. I will link Cindy's announcement video for this year's Asian Readathon in the description box, so you could definitely check that out and see what the prompts are for this year. And she also gave a lot of great recommendations for books, and she also has a list of books by Asian authors from different Asian demographics within the Asian diaspora that you can find and read. I actually should go through there because I definitely need to find some books on Pacific Islanders and hopefully some male Pacific Islander stories. Definitely want to look into those, but definitely read this. This is, ooh, I love this. Give it a shot. It's a few pages. It's 30-some pages. It's not a long read. Yeah, it's about, actually, it's 200 and some pages. It's not even, yes, 300 and some pages. It's not that long. It's really good. I was entertained by it, and I want this to come to life as a story. It deserves it. We need more Asian blockbuster epic stories, big budget stories like these, because this is worth it. This needs an adaptation big time. I love it. So please read it. On to the books that I hope to read, I plan to read, that I want to read for Asian Readathon this month while I write A Black Boy's Love. In no particular order of reading. First up, I want to read The Loophole by Naz Kutub. I hope to read this. This, from my understanding, is about, I don't know, it's about I don't know, I try not to read too much into the synopsis. I like to be surprised when I read. But from my understanding, it is this boy, teenage boy, something happens, or he wants to find love, or he wants to go around the world. I don't know what happens. But he meets this magical, fantastical girl who I guess helps grant him his wishes, or allows him to be able to go anywhere he wants in the world. I don't know. When I read it, I will tell you what it's about. But for now, I love the cover. I think the cover is so beautiful, and so I'm looking forward to reading this. I'm excited to read this. It looks like a beautiful story, and from my understanding, from what I am learning, the author of this, he is Singaporean. He was born and raised in Singapore, and now lives in Los Angeles with his partner Benson. I believe it's young adults and fantastical romance. I don't think it's a romantasy. I think it's more along the lines of like coming of age, romance, fantasy, combination, contemporary, like a little mix of that. So I'm looking forward to reading this, and I hope it turns out better than some of the more fantastical contemporaries that I've read before, or the contemporary fantasies that I've read before, because it was boring. Fake Dates and Mooncakes by Sher. She is, from my understanding, also a Singaporean author, because she's currently living in Singapore, but I don't know. I might be wrong. She might not actually. We don't know. You know, I don't always know with what their background is. Fake Dates and Mooncakes. It is male. Call it boys love, I guess. Two guys that meet. I guess one of them is a shopkeeper, owns a shop. I don't know. I think I bought this one because the cover looked cute and they were Asian, and I'm like, I want to read more Asian stories, and I want to read more Asian male stories. So I'm looking forward to reading Fake Dates and Mooncakes, and it's a short one too. It's like, what, 200 and something, less than 300 pages. So this will be a nice quick read, a nice light read. I hope it's going to be not too heavy, and it's going to be fun. I'm not fully in the mood for heavy right now. Let's get back to blaming Interview with the Vampire. I'm currently trying to finish up Interview with the Vampire because, baby, she's heavy. She's a heavy read. Not so much for the subject matter and the theme. It's just the words, how it's written. It just feels so heavy. It feels bogged down. This book is a little bit more than 300 and some pages. I should be over this by now. Yes, I know I can DNF the book, but also I've already opened the door. In my brain, the door is already open for this book. I cannot leave this book behind without finishing it because I really want to know how it ends. And now that I've opened the door on this book, I cannot close it in my brain until I've finished this book. Until I've gotten to the last page and closed this book. It feels like a heavy read because of how Anne Rice writes, and also because Louis is kind of obnoxious to read from and be in his head. At this point, I want Louis to just go stand in the sun. Go stand in the sun. Next up, I am looking forward to reading The Other Man by Farhad Dadyburjor. From my understanding, from the little bit I know of the synopsis, I guess it's an arranged marriage. He's the heir to something, and he has to get married to a woman, but he is actually gay. So I guess the woman that he's getting married to is okay with him being with another man while she's married to him. I don't know, girl. We'll see how it turns out. I'm kind of hoping for a little mess and drama because this sounds a little messy and dramatic. This woman is down for the cause. She's like, hey, as long as I get my paycheck, I'm good. You could be with your man on the side, and I'm just make sure I'm taken care of, girl. And I'm like, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Be a well-paid beard, girl. I'm not mad at you. The Other Man by Farhad Dadyburjor. And if I'm correct, I believe he is an Indian author. I believe he was born and based in Mumbai, India. Next up, I have Idle Minds by KT Salvo. I am not sure if KT is Asian. I'm gonna give you that. KT might be South Asian. They may be Korean, Vietnamese. Not sure. Not sure what part of Asia, if they are of Asian heritage. This is the first in a series, Idle Minds, about I believe an actor and a pop star that fall in love. And apparently it spawned like 2 other books after that. So I am looking forward to reading this. I love a high profile romance. I love a high profile story. I love stories about like people being in the spotlight and celebrities. This and Red, White, and Royal Blue kind of inspired me to write like a kind of high profile, like boys love, male romance, but from a black perspective. The crazy thing is I already had the idea, and then with the whole nigga yaoi community and trend and everything, and with David Johnson being such a star within the community, it kind of inspired me to put David Johnson into that story. But then I also had the idea that like David Johnson and Jonathan Davis should be like a pairing. So within the story that I'm doing, I decided to put David Johnson and Jonathan Davis. I used them to inspire the characters within that story, and I'm excited about that story. I'm coming up with so many good ideas. I started fleshing that story out, so right now I'm dealing with the story that I want to release on June the 1st, and then I'm also dealing with the fact that like also brainstorming this new story and fleshing it out and telling myself the story, and I'm excited about it. And funny enough, one of the movies that I plan to watch this month that's like, I guess, male boys love story is called Method. Method is a South Korean movie about this actor and this pop star that have to do a play together. And it's funny that that is kind of like the concept of the story that I started writing, and then it's found out about Method. So I'm looking forward to watching that movie. I saw the trailer. The trailer looks interesting for Method. It looks very, very intense and very dramatic, but also very passionate. So I'm looking forward to that. But the story that I'm writing, it's gonna be passionate and intense, but it's gonna be a little vulgar. It's gonna be a little vulgar. A little. But it's also going to be very tasteful romance and stuff like that. Another movie that I'll be watching this month for as a boys love story for AAPI is Shubh Mangal, Zyada, Saavdhan, which is an Indian romantic comedy. The trailer is the cutest, sweetest thing I've seen. I'm looking forward to watching that. It looks like it's going to be fun, whimsical, romantic. It's going to deal with some deeper, serious topics of like coming out in Indian community and stuff like that. Next movie I'm going to watch is Your Name Engraved Herein. That's a Taiwanese movie. I've been meaning to watch that movie since it came out in like 2021. Ever since I saw the trailer on Netflix for it, I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this. This looks cute. It looks very romantic. It looks very sweet. I'm gonna watch that. So I'm gonna finally watch it this year. Actually, the year, I think it was 2021, I was supposed to watch this for Asian Readathon, and I didn't get around to watching it. But I also was gonna watch Gameboys at the same time too. And talking about Gameboys, I'm currently in the middle of watching Gameboys, rewatching Gameboys for the second time. Because the first time I started watching it, but I only got up to halfway through, and then I restarted it again, and then I completed it. So this time I'm gonna watch it for the second time completely through, and I'm probably gonna do another rewatch of Gameboys because, baby, I just got down to episode 7 or 8 where Cairo was talking about his dad, and I was like, baby, I don't be crying like that when I watch anything. And I cried, baby, when he talked about how much his dad believed in him being on online streaming and stuff, that he got him the headband and stuff. I was just like, yo, baby, I was crying because I'm like, your dad believed in you so hard. He loved you down boots like crazy. He gave you something. He felt like you're gonna look cool on stream with that. Baby, I'm getting chills right now thinking about that because like, yo, that is so beautiful. That was so beautiful. I loved it. I love Gameboys, and this month I'm gonna finally watch the Gameboys movie. I've been meaning to watch that for the longest. Let me finish this second rewatch, and then I'm gonna watch the movie. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. And then watching the second time, knowing in the trailer what's gonna happen in the movie, and then watching the show back and seeing that they were making plans for how they're gonna meet and what they're gonna do after quarantine, and pretty much the second movie is about what happens in quarantine. Well, after quarantine. I'm excited to watch Gameboys the movie, and then I'm gonna go into season 2. And then I heard there was supposed to be a season 3 back in 2024. Baby, where's season 3? Is she still in the Philippines? Is she still just sitting in the Philippines and they just ain't exported it to us yet? Because baby, I need season 3, and I ain't even reached season 3. I ain't even reached the precipice of getting to see season 3 yet. But baby, I need season 3 already. I when I'm done with season 2, I need season 3 on deck so that I can get into more Gameboys because baby, my heart songs, Cairo and Gabrielle, period. I'm so excited about this month's Asian American and Pacific Islanders Heritage Month. and about Asian Readathon. I believe these books that I'm reading do fit into one of, if not all, of the prompts for Asian Readathon this year. The only thing is, I realized that two of these books are both by Singaporean authors, and I believe I looked up KT Salvo, and I believe they might be Korean, but I might be wrong about it. They might be South Korean, but I will have to double check that. But so far, I do have different Asian demographics, and I will try to expand my range of different Asian demographics and authors that I will be reading from. I do think I have other books by other Asian authors that I can read from that are from a different demographic, because there is also Adib Khorram, who wrote Darius the Great Is Not Okay. I believe he is of a Middle Eastern heritage, which would be also Western Asia. I'm not sure what his heritage is, but I do know this is a Middle Eastern author who also wrote a Middle Eastern story. And then there's also How It All Blew Up by Arvind Ahmadi, who is, I'm not sure what his heritage is, but he's also a Middle Eastern heritage and also has a Middle Eastern lead character in his story. So I don't plan on reading those books this year. I think these are a little bit heavier than I feel like reading right now. I will get to these soon enough. Hopefully sometime later this year I will get to start to reading these. Baby, these are on deck, and the movies that I'm watching, I'm looking forward to watching those, and I will give my feedback on them and let the people know how those movies went. And also in the vein of The Emperor and the Endless Palace, I also still need to watch Past Lives. It's a Korean romance that's also kind of set over, like, not just over a bunch of years, but like different time periods. I might just reread The Emperor and the Endless Palace because, baby, she is so good. She's so good, and I love this cover. This covers everything. Shout out to Justinian Huang for being the bad bitch author that he is. I am looking forward to reading his next book. And happy Asian American and Pacific Islanders Heritage Month. Thank you for spending your time with me, and I'm out this bitch like Fleek. Shout out to Peaches. Thank you, girl.